Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Yo, welcome, welcome. What are we photoshopping today? Oh, you'll see later. I'll be preparing. How are you did? Um, my health is fine. I'm recovering now, guys. Thank you. Thank you for a question. Give me a sec, guys. Just doing just preparing. Let me. Hello, guys. Welcome. So, let me. So today we are going to remaking this the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 box art. So yeah, let's get started now. So first we're going to first do Sonic. So first let's go and pick a color, then do his head. I'm gonna trace the quills first so we can have some guide of his head. Just like this. So we're going to do the US version, the box art. So I think we're good. So we can just make the head. There we go. Now we need the texture. So we're just going to resize it and warp. Maybe like this. There we go. Before we do that, let me just retrace the shape so we can have some this, maybe like this. So it would make his head more believable. Yeah, you see what I mean? Now let me just so we can compare. There we go. Now we have his head. So what I mean by the you know what I did was this uh this is our first head shape. As you can see, this the head is more plastic-like, if you know what I mean. You see, it's not really a fur. So if we there we go. If we stroke the path with some fur brush, it makes more believable now. Like it's like a animal of sorts now. So now maybe we can yeah, let's do the shadows. Oh, before we do that, let me just trace the eyes so it's can have some guide. Mm, maybe like this. Yep. And again, all we're going to do is just trace it with some black. No, I mean here. Oh, doesn't wanna. So I think we're going to manually paint it. Like this. It's going to take a while. Just going to do this so it's, more believable that the fur is going right in front of his eyes, but not too much, so you can still see a thing. Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. Hello, Xiaopao. Hello. Hope you have a great day right there. Hope you enjoy the stream. There we go. Now, now we can go move on to the shadows. So first, let me just trace his eyebrows. So we can add, some depth, if you will. Yeah, just like that. Now we can just airbrush it, and if it's working, yeah, there we go. Just invert the selection. There. So all we need is just going to refine the edges so it will fade out. Now I'm going to use the fur. So it'll overlap the shadows, to be more realistic. There we go. Now, is it, okay, now we're good. Now we're going to do the global shadows, if you will. I don't know what are we going to call it. Like this. too much though, so it's not too dark. Now I'm going to need to make another layer again, just for this. You can have some shadows for your brows and for the eyes. Make this not too much though, just subtle, just subtle enough for it to be noticeable. There we go. Now we need some highlights. Just some dab here and there. It's just to emphasize his brows. There. Hey, now we're good with his head, I guess. Yep, now maybe we'll move on to his eyes now. So first, we need shadows again. There we go. Now we're going to do his pupils. Is that correct? Or iris? I'm always confused about this too. Just make it black. I'm going to copy this to here. And there. There we go. Now I'm just going to adjust his right eye. I'm just going to adjust it so they're looking here. They're looking in the camera. Now some shadows. Not that kind of shadow. And you ruined it. Just going to make it more, 10. That's enough. Just going to copy the layer style and paste it to the other. Now, just going to make some, some highlights for the eyes. You just need enough to make it shine. That's all we need. Maybe like that. And to erase it, so we can, the black thing on our eyes. I really need to study an anatomy of the eyes. I forgot what they called. Yeah, there we go. Now we're just going to need another shine for the top here. And again, I'm just going to erase the unnecessary parts. There we go. Now we're going to do the same to the other. Oh no, what happened? I'm just going to... There's some technical issues. I'm just going to copy it again. There we go. we're just going to do the same with the other eye. And I'm going to erase. Maybe like this. Yep, I think that's good. And again, the shine is on top. Just going to erase it again. Hello, hello, welcome to stream. How do you pronounce it? Is it Tane? Is that? Welcome, welcome. I think, yeah, I guess we're done with this eyes. Yep, we're done with this eyes. So let me just organize so we can live with it. Now, maybe we can, yes, we can now move on to the mouth. Just gonna do this. Mm, I'm gonna adjust it a little so it'll match the base. And there we go. Now going to use this, not that, this. And again, all we're going to do is just warp it. Like that. Yep. Now we're getting now we're getting there. Again, I'm just gonna do the thing, the fur thing. Then we're done with this base of his mouth. There we go. Now let's start with his lips. Just going to make it like this. Not too much on the bottom. Now going to trace the cheeks. Trace the cheeks. Get so like this. Not too much. Maybe I'll connect it. Maybe like this. Yep. Just like that. I'm gonna need the shadow now. So we can, cover them out with shadows. There we go. Now what are we missing now? Oh, the nose, yeah. Just going to borrow the shape of his nose. Make it black. There we go. So, I'm just going to adjust his nose. I'm just going to lift his nose. Because we're just modernizing it a little bit. Now we need to shine his nose now. Because if you notice, if you have a pet on your house, like a dog or maybe I'm not really sure for cats that their nose are always wet. I think they're doing that for cooling purposes, if I'm not mistaken. From what I know from the dogs, that they're always make their noses wet so they feel cool. Not not the type of cool that the swag. They feel a little colder. If if you guys know what I mean. Be like this, just subtle. Yeah, just like that. Now we're going to give his nose a little shadow. There we go. Now I think we're done with his mouth. Now we're going to move on to his ears now. Like this. Yep. Just going to borrow the fur texture. And we're going to do the same as always. The fur path, the fur outline. There we go. Just going to mask the ears. Specifically his right ear. Just going to make it fade away if I can fade it away. There we go. Now we're going to need the this the inside. Just going to make it like this. Yep. Now all we're going to do is mask it. Now with a fur brush again. Just to make it seem believable. And there we go. Now we're going to shade it. just do this. Mask the ears, the unnecessary parts, and like this. There we go. I'm just going to add some highlights. Now, that looks good. Just going to group them. Now, for his left ear, I'm just going to copy the right ear, then just going to flip it like this. I'm going to erase this. Let me put it before his head. There we go. This is just going to be a little bit lazy here because I'm not going to notice it. There we go. And I think we are now done with his head. So let me just compare it. Yep. Now we're going to move on to his body now. Wait, let me just s- just trace the quills. Not not too below this. The modern Sonic, the classic modern, the modern classic Sonic is doesn't have a long quill on his back. Just going to do this. Be like this. Mm, like that maybe. There we go. Now we're going to need the fur brush again. I mean the fur texture. Just going to resize it. There we go. Now we're going to need oh, let me just do this first so we can move on. So his belly. Going to trace the belly part. His belly does look like an egg. There we go. And then I think we're just going to do some shadows. Like this. There we go. Now we're going to do his arms now. And just do the right arm first. Now we're just going to borrow the texture we had. Just going to do this. Just making the process. Just going to do this fast. Oops. Yeah, just like that. And, some shadows again. Chunky, yes. He do be a little bit chunky. Just going to do his left arm. Yeah, just like this. Just going to do this over and over again to all of his body. There we go. Going to borrow the texture again. Then just going to make some shadows on his arm. There we go. Now I'm going to do his left arm. Just like that. Just gonna need this texture. Like this. Now for his hand now. Just adjusting the shape. There we go. Gonna borrow the texture on his glove. And then warp it. And then some shadows. So I'm just going to trace the hand. Fingers, I mean. Like that. And that. And then I'm just going to arrange it. There we go. Just like that. Now we're going to need another shadows. So we can do this. And there we go. Now it's looking good. We're getting there. Going to make a shadow for this. There we go. Now I'm going to need the other hand now. Let me just organize a little. Now all I need is to do it like this. Just that simple as that. Let me just adjust his hand a little. Finger, I mean. To adjust the finger a little. There we go. It's gonna mask it out. So we can have some overlapping action going on. Like that. Now I'm going to need this texture again. Yep, just like that. I'm to desaturate it, and then some shadows. That. There we go. Now another shadow for the entire hand. There we go. And I think we're done. All we need is this one. Yeah, and I think we're done with this these arms. There we go. Now, just going to need some shadow action here. There we go. Yep. Now I think we're done with this body now. So I will just group this. What's up? Hello. Hello, Top Retro Ranger Alex. What we're doing today is we're going to make this the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 US box art and to make it realistic. Now we're moving on to his shoes now. All we do is just this. I'm going to trace this. I think this is a sock, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to need this cotton texture again. There we go. What is there a pen here? Now we're going to again some shadows. There we go. Now I'm going to need another layer of shadow. Just do this. I think know what this is called, so I'm just going to name it some global shading, I guess. Just going to make this disappear, so like that. Now move on to the shoe itself. Now I'm just going to pick this color. Yep, just like yep, just like that. Simple shape. I'm going to need this other one, the shoe belt, I guess. There we go. I'm going to need this texture for his shoes. This. There we go. Just going to shade this. Now I'm going to shade the shoe belt. There we go. I just want the shoes to be darker. Maybe like that. Yep. Now some highlights. You do not want to make the shoe too bland. So we need to give it a little shine. There we go. Just gonna need another one here so we can have some death action going on. I guess that's good now. Now we have this right shoe, and then what we're going to do is just duplicate this and just flip it. Still the same shoe, just a little rotation action is just needed. See? There we go. Oh, this is just what you have to do, you know? Work smart, not hard. There we go. Now we're done with Sonic. Just going to save this. Now maybe we can now go on to Tails. All we need is just the head. And this and his hair. There we go. I'm just going to desaturate this. Some soft light. Just gonna do the fur thing again. There we go. Now just going to make his eyes now so we can have some guide. There we go. Maybe we can do the shading now. There we go. Just going to do the fur brush thing again. Then some shadow. Oh, I forgot the ear. I'm just going to do that. Oops. Just made it onto the one layer. Just going to do this again. Not too shabby. Not too biggie. There we go. Need some shadows for the ear. There we go. Maybe not too much. Yep, just like that. I think maybe we're gonna go and move on to his eyes. Oops. There we go. Now we're just going to do the same thing to his eyes like we did with Sonic. Just going to do it like this. And then erase some parts here. And parts there. Going to do some eye shine. There we go. Just that easy. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other eye as well. There we go. Some shadows, some drop shadows. There we go. Now another shadows for the eyes now, like that. Guess we are done with his eyes. There's something wrong with this. I'm just the hair looking awfully flat, and we don't want that. Some highlights, of course. Need to make some Just going to shade some brows here and there. There we go. Now, I think maybe we can now move on to his mouth now. There we go. Just going to do the fur thing again. Yeah, just like that. I'm gonna borrow the fur texture. Now we can move on to shading. So let's first do his lips. There we go. Now just some global shading. Yeah, just like that. Not too much. Just going to make this subtle. There we go. Now all we need is his nose. I'm just going to shine it like Sonic's nose. There we go. Easy as that. Now, yeah, just like that. Now we're done with his mouth. All we need is this, the other ear. There we go. Just another shine. There we go. Oh, I forgot the white thing again. There we go. Now we're done with his head. Now onto his body. Going to make this thing. There we go. Just going to need this thing. There we go. Just going to need the fur texture again. Just going to repeat the process over and over again. Now we're just going to start with this right arm first. I'm just gonna mask the unnecessary parts again. There we go. one is this. Now some shading. Now the glove. Going to shade this. Yeah, just like that. Now just going to move on to his hand now. Just going to borrow the texture. There we go. Now for the fingers. Now for the second part of shading is this. There we go. Now let's see. Yep, it's looking good. Just going to shade this. Yep, just like that. Now we can move on to the other arm. Let me just organize. Now all we're going to do is the same with the right arm. I mean the left arm. Stroke the path. Go. And I'll need this texture again. Now for his hand, it's just the same thing, just inverted. Oops. Just gonna bar texture again. Then, some shading. There we go. And we're done with this hands and arms now. Just gonna group it again. Just going to organize. And I think we're just going to move on with this tail. Just gonna, trace the shape of his tail. Here we go. Oh, I need some, you know, for thingamajig. There we go. Just going to need this texture again. No, 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 no. to shade the tail now. There we go. Just going to, again, copy this because it's just the same. Wait, oh yeah. Why did I just resize it? Just yeah, just like that. Just gonna make it like this. And there we go. We got the tails of tails is now done. Now I'm just going to need the shoe. Let me just save it. So now I need this texture again. Now again, shade. Then for the shoe, I'm just gonna adjust this so just like that. And then for the white part, I'm going to now just going to use this texture for this shoe. And there we go. Just going to make it like that. Now we are done with this. Right, it's a right shoe. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing we did with Sonic. Is just going to duplicate it like this. Yeah, just like that. Just going to, and looks like we're going to need to remake this. Looks like we can't really use the lazy technique. Here we go. Just going to shade this like that. And just like that. And now we are done with Tails. Looks like the things we did was Sonic and Tails. I'm just gonna leave it here for now. We're just going to continue this tomorrow because I need to do something else. And maybe that's that. I'll see you later, guys, or tomorrow, I guess. Or we're just going to complete this tomorrow. I hope we're going to complete this tomorrow. And that's all. Bye.